All right, everyone, please switch on your videos. So can you tell me your portion? What all chapters are coming?
The sexual reproduction of flowering plants,
Hmm.
then human reproduction, then principles of inheritance and variation.
This chapter is not coming, reproductive health.
Wait 1 second, ma'am. Oh, sorry, ma'am. Reproductive health, not the fourth chapter.
Oh. All right, everyone, switch on your videos quickly. Let us begin. Now, what were we doing in the previous class? I think we had discussed all of these strategies, right? Is it? So today we have to start with the contraceptive. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, are you people having any kind of doubts, any difficulties in solving the questions, the assignments, the assessments? Any doubts? Anything you want to ask? None of you. I think all of you are following that thing. Wherein more study, more doubts. Less study, less doubts. No study, no doubts at all. Is that the case? No, na? Good. It shouldn't be. You people are in class 12. Senior most. Act like seniors. So, sure, you don't have any doubts? None of you do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. All right, so today we're going to begin with the different methods of contraceptions. And Aisha and Marwa, do you people also have your exams coming up? Any dates?
I had
Yes, ma'am.
my unit test. It's already
When is
over.
it? Oh, it's already over. Like
Yeah,
before you
last
joined
week.
Learnivio or like
No,
after?
during the classes.
Okay, what all?
I had it on Monday. No, Tuesday.
Last Tuesday.
Yeah, last Tuesday.
And what was the portion?
And this is the first chapter.
You've done that chapter with me, right?
No, we did not complete it.
Sexual reproduction in flowering plants, I haven't done with you all.
Like we've done half of it, then you shifted to this chapter.
Okay, okay. And Marwa, what about you?
Mom, we don't have any unit tests. We directly
You
have
haven't
it in
been
June.
June.
June end.
All right. So, can you people tell me up till which part have I completed that chapter for you all? Sexual reproduction flowering plants. Just check and tell
You
me.
have to start the methods of
To start with?
Pollen pistil
contraception.
interaction.
No, not here. In sexual reproduction of flowering plants. Like for you both,
No,
Aisha and
pollen
Marwa.
pistil interaction.
Pollen pistil interaction.
Yes.
Okay, I will ask them to
No, we
schedule
were
an
doing.
extra.
We were doing the types of self-pollination, cross-pollination. Yeah.
I will ask them to schedule extra class for you so that I can complete that chapter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I've asked them, so like maybe you people will have. You people live in India or outside India?
Outside India.
India, outside India.
Yes.
Aisha, you?
Yeah, outside.
Hmm?
Outside India.
Outside India. Oh. Okay, anyway, I've told them to schedule extra class. We'll see when that happens. Okay, up until now, like you people have done human reproduction with me, right?
No, ma'am.
No.
No.
So, sexual reproduction in flowering plants and human reproduction, both of these chapters have not been done with you.
No.
No.
Now, let us see the different methods of contraception. The first one is the natural method of contraception. Natural method means there will be no involvement of any kind of medicine, any kind of external thing. It will all be based off of the body that the individual has. So the first one in this case is the periodic abstinence. Periodic abstinence is, it has another name, that is rhythm method. Now here what happens is that you people anyway should know that there is this time period in the reproductive cycle in which the ovulation takes place. What is ovulation? It is the release of ovum, right? Wherein the ovum is released and it waits for the sperm to come and fertilize it. So during that period of time, the sexual intercourse or the coitus has to be avoided. Okay, so during the like day 10 to day 17 of the menstrual cycle, the coitus has to be avoided. And if the coitus is avoided, then obviously there will be no sperm that will be released to fertilize the egg. So that is one method of contraception. Okay, so the first one is periodic abstinence, which is also called as rhythm method. After that, there comes the withdrawal method. Withdrawal method has another name. You should remember these other names also because they can ask you with either of them. So withdrawal method is another method of natural contraceptive, which is also called as coitus interruptus. Now, this is the method in which the penis is withdrawn, like the withdrawal of the penis is done right before the release of sperms happen. So if the sperms are not released, then the egg will not be fertilized. So this would prevent fertilization. And then the third method of natural contraception is lactational amenorrhea. The word amenorrhea means no menstruation happening, meaning the female is not having her periods. Why? Because after a female gives birth, there is this period of lactation, like she has to feed the baby, so that throughout that period of time, she doesn't get her period. So during that time, if the coitus is done, it will not lead to a successful pregnancy. It will not lead to conceiving. So this lactational amenorrhea, it is effective only up till a period of 6 months. Now, all in all, I have told you about the different natural methods of contraception. But you should remember that even though it's like, okay, there are no chemicals that are being used, there is no artificially things that are being administered or anything, but first of all, the best thing is that these methods will not have any side effect, but it's not 100% effective. You cannot rely on luck in that way. Maybe it will happen, maybe it will not happen. So it's not, there's no reliability. But yes, if a couple doesn't want to use any kind of chemical or anything, then this is what they can opt for. But remember that it is not 100% effective. The natural method is clear to everyone. Any doubts?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, the second type of method of contraception is barrier method. Barrier, you people understand, something that is there to stop something. That is a barrier. So in this kind of method, the sperm and the egg, they will be physically stopped from meeting each other. So that if they'll not meet, they'll not fuse. And if they'll not fuse, there will be no pregnancy. So the first example of the barrier method is the use of condoms. Now these condoms, these are the tubular latex sheath. Okay, it's like something that is made up of latex, and it is worn by the male partner on their penis or their copulatory organ. Now what will it do? As soon as these sperms will be released, they will get sort of collected in this latex sheath, and it will not go into the female's reproductive tract. So this is the one thing that the condoms are doing. The second thing that it does is that it also provides protection from the sexually transmitted diseases. How? Because since the male is wearing the latex sheath on his copulatory organ, so this will not have sort of like a contact between the males and the females copulatory organs, right? And if it will not come in contact, there will be the least chances of sexual transmitted diseases. Is it clear, students? Now see, I'd like to tell you one thing, students. Since this chapter is very, you can say, uneasy to talk about, isn't it? It's not, we are not so free to talk about these things. But if you have any doubts anywhere, you please feel free to ask. Don't keep the doubts in your mind. Okay? Related to the text, related to everything that is written, that is important for your syllabus, you have to ask your doubts. Now, a common brand of the condom is called as Nerol. Female condoms, they are also available. So the first one was condom, which is an example of the barrier method. Then comes the next, that is diaphragm, cervical cap, and balls. Now these are the things that are the barriers made for the female. So what they will do, they will cover the cervix, and these are reusable. So after every use, it could be washed, it could be stored. But since these barriers, these are covering the cervix, and cervix is very internally positioned in the body. It's not covering the vagina, it's not covering the outer area. So it will prevent fertilization. That's true. It will not let the sperms reach the ovum. But remember that it will not prevent the STD, because still the contact between the sex organs will be there. Barrier method is clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now then comes the chemical method. Now chemical method is using certain creams or certain, you can say, ointments and stuff that has spermicidal property. Spermicidal means sperm killing property. Cidal means killing. Spermy means the sperm. So those creams and jellies and foams that have the spermicidal property, they can be used along with these barriers that we have discussed to increase the effectiveness. Is it clear, students? Then comes the next, that is IUD. Aisha, don't write anything. Then there is IUD. IUD is intrauterine device. Now, intra means within. Uterine refers to the uterus. Right? So these are those devices that are inserted inside the uterus through the vaginal passage. And obviously, a doctor does it. No one else can do it. Now, these IUDs, they are of 3 types. Now, this part is very, very important because I've seen this in NEET also they ask, and in normal, like your boards also, they might ask. So there are 3 types of intrauterine devices, depending upon what they're releasing. First is non-medicated. It's not releasing any kind of medicine, any kind of chemical. Second is copper releasing. It releases copper. And third is hormone releasing. So depending upon what it is going to release, there are different kinds of IUDs. So when we talk about the non-medicated IUD, so the example for which is Lippes loop. What does it do? It increases the phagocytosis within the uterus. Who knows what a phagocytosis is? What is phagocytosis? I think all of you might have learned this in 11th class. What is phagocytosis? Anyone? Any idea?
It's like the property which, like, maybe amoeba, it engulfs its food by
See,
freezing
as
it.
far as amoeba is concerned, amoeba does endocytosis, right? That is also engulfing. But phagocytosis is when there are specialized cells in our body that kill the pathogens by eating them, right? That is phagocytosis. Mostly it is done by macrophages. Now, when the Lippes loop or the non-medicated IUD, when it will be installed or set in the uterus of the female, so as soon as the sperms would enter, they will kill it by engulfing them. The second one is the copper releasing IUD. Copper releasing, the example is Cu7, Cu is copper, so copper 7, copper T, and also multi-load 375. So now what is the function of the copper releasing? First of all, the sperm that will be traveling in the female's reproductive tract, it will suppress the motility. It will make the sperm slow. First of all, if it will be slow, so it will not reach in time to the ovum. Other than that, it will also decrease the fertilizing capacity of the sperm, meaning even if the sperm reaches the egg, it still won't be able to fertilize or fuse because it has lost that capability. And that is because of the copper releasing intrauterine devices. And then comes the hormone releasing IUD, the example for which is LNG20 and progestasert. Now, what do? It makes the uterus unsuitable for implantation, meaning even when the implantation has, like, let's just say the sperms came and it, like, one of the sperm fused with the egg and the fusion is successful, the zygote is formed. But now when the zygote has to attach to the uterus to develop into a baby, at that time the uterus will become unfit for it, hostile. So that is the function of the hormone releasing intrauterine devices. So IUDs are clear to you, students?
Mom, can you explain the last one again?
See, the hormone releasing IUD. So once they will be inserted, they will be releasing hormones. Okay, they can either release more progesterone, less progesterone, more estrogen, like that. So now the hormone releasing IUD, the examples are LNG20 and progestasert. Now what they do is that, let's just say that the sperm came and it got to the egg and fused with it. Now, since it has fused, meaning a zygote has been formed. Now, after the zygote gets formed, it goes and gets implanted in the uterus. Sort of like, for example, if this is the uterus, the zygote will go and get attached. Why? So that, because inside the uterus only the pregnancy begins, right? But here, the hormone releasing IUD, what they will do is that they will release certain hormones because of which the uterus will become hostile. Hostile meaning it will not allow the zygote to come and attach. It will remove it away. So the pregnancy will not be there. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, IUDs are the most accepted method of contraception in India. Then comes oral contraceptives. These are pills. Pills means normal tablets that are there. Now, these tablets, they contain the combination of hormones in them. Okay, synthetic hormones. Now, it can contain one hormone, for example, progestogen, or it can contain a combination of hormones like progesterone and estrogen. Okay. See, you people know that estrogen and progesterone, these are the names of the hormones. But why have I written progestrogen? Because we are talking about the synthetic combination of the hormone. You can't give real hormone. You have to give a chemical preparation of that hormone. So progestogen or progestin, these are the synthetic form of the hormone. Is it clear, students? Sure. And other than that,
Progestrogen is the combination of both estrogen and progesterone.
no. Progestogen is the synthetic version of progesterone. Progesterone is the normal hormones that are present in the female's body.
So they
Progestrogen,
synthesize it in the labs.
yeah, it's
Okay.
chemically synthesized. Okay, it's like a chemical synthetic version of it. And many a times in questions or in books, you may find estrogen written as two things, like ESTROGEN or OESTROGEN. Both of them are the same. So don't think it's one or the other. It's the same. Okay. Now, how are the pills taken? So the pills, they are taken for 21 days, starting from the first 5 days of the menstrual cycle. So once the menstrual cycle begins, so starting from them, 21 days, it has to be taken. Now, during the time of menses, meaning when the periods are happening, then the pill is not supposed to be taken. And then as soon as the periods, the blood flow stops, then the pills have to be continued again. Now, what these pills do? See, since the pills are combination of synthetic hormones, they will do all of these things. First of all, they will inhibit ovulation, meaning they will not let the ovum or the egg be released. Second, let's just say if the egg got released, so they will not let implantation happen, meaning no attachment of the zygote is taking place. And it alters the quality of cervical mucus so that whenever the sperms would enter, they can either prevent the entry of sperm or they can retard. Retard means slow down the entry of sperms. Clear? Pills are very effective and they have comparatively less side effects as compared to the rest of the contraceptives. Now, this is also important, Saheli. Now, this is a non-steroidal pill and it is taken once a week. It has very few side effects and it has high contraceptive values. Now, this part is extremely important. Many a times asked in MCQs also. Where was this drug developed? So it was developed in Lucknow by the Central Drug Research Institute, CDRI. This is present in Lucknow, and this is where this pill, which is a non-steroidal pill with very less side effects and even higher contraceptive value, these were developed. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Does anyone have any doubts up until now?
No, ma'am.
Then comes the next, that is injection and implants. Now, hormonal injections are given every single month to the female. Right now, these injections, they can either contain one of the hormone like progesterone, or they can contain the combination of the progesterone and estrogen. Okay, and when we talk about implants, so like the first thing that I told you, the injections, right? That is the normal injections that are there, the shots are given. Implants, these are the hormone containing devices and they are sort of installed under the skin. So like what they do, they release hormones and thereby giving contraceptive values. Clear, students? This was injections and implants. Then there comes emergency contraceptives. Now, emergency, you people know emergency, the meaning of emergency, right? So these are the contraceptives that is given to quickly assess the problem, to sort of get rid of the pregnancy or to stay clear of it. So that the treatment for unprotected sex, or in the case of sexual assault, or let's just say if the person that is on the pills, like the female, she missed the pills. So in that case, there is a high risk of pregnancy. So in that, the emergency contraceptives are used. So the intrauterine devices within, like if you administer the IUD within 72 hours of unprotected sex, then obviously it will be very effective against the pregnancy, or taking the progesterone or the combination pills right after it. So this will prevent the pregnancy from taking place. But this is for when there is like the emergency cases in either in some sort of assault or when there is a missed pill by chance or in the case of unprotected sex. Now, all of the different contraceptive methods that I have discussed with you up until now, these are reversible. Like the couple or the female, whenever they want to stop, they could. And then they can have a baby. But now the one that I'm telling you, surgical method, which is also known as sterilization. This is a permanent method of contraception. There is no reversibility for this. It is the terminal method of family planning. It can be done in both male and female. Now, in the case of male, it is called as vasectomy. And here what happens? The vas deferens, that is the duct that comes from the scrotum in the males. So the vas deferens, they are cut and tied up. Vas deferens are the ducts that carry the sperms. So they are cut and they are tied so that they don't carry the sperms. Whereas in the case of females, tubectomy is done. Tubectomy is when the fallopian tubes or the oviducts, they are cut and tied up. Okay. Both of these methods, like they are like very, very successful. They have a high contraceptive value, meaning pregnancy will not happen. But If the couple wants to have a kid again, they cannot because it is a permanent method. Surgically, they have been tied. Is it clear? Now talking about the different side effects of the contraceptive methods, what could it be? So first, there is nausea, abdominal pain, breakthrough bleeding, irregular menstrual cycle, and in the severe conditions when, it's like complications when they arise. So breast cancer could also be caused as a side effect of the contraceptives. Why? Because ultimately, no matter how safe it is, we are like advising to put some sort of foreign thing, either chemical or device into the body that obviously may lead to some sort of side effects. So are the different methods of contraception clear to everyone? Is there any doubts in your mind? All of the methods are clear? Huh.
Do they
Answer.
like create cancer cells in our body?
Do they create?
Cancer cells, like these contraceptive methods.
They might. They might. They might trigger the cells to undergo uncontrolled division. They might in severe, like rare cases. But mostly the common side effects would be abdominal pain, irregular menstrual cycle. These like that may not take the life of the person, but in severe conditions, complications could arise. So this much is clear to everyone, the different methods of contraception.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Now moving forward, we'll be talking about MTP, that is medical termination of pregnancy. Now let's just say, if the couple has conceived, okay, by chance, by mistake, and they do not want to continue the pregnancy, the first case. Secondly, if the female has undergone some sort of rape condition or sexual assault, and she has gotten pregnant from it, she would also not want to continue the pregnancy. So the voluntary or intentional abortion of the fetus or abortion of the pregnancy before it is full term, like before 9 months, is called as medical termination of pregnancy. Every year, 40 to 50 million MTPs are performed. And this is like, okay, when it is advised to do, like it is also advised medically, but when it is advised, when, let's just say, if the female continues the pregnancy, then it may cause harm to her health, or it may cause harm to the fetus, or it may cause harm to both of them. So for the first trimester, meaning for the first 3 months of the pregnancy, the MTP is considered safe, meaning the female will not be harmed by it and the pregnancy will be terminated or ended. But if it is done after 3 months, that is mostly in like the second trimester, that is after 6 months, then it is risky. The female might die on the table. Clear? So these are the like different conditions, and obviously the medical termination of pregnancy, it shouldn't be done by just anyone. It should be done by a licensed practitioner, like a proper licensed doctor, and there should be 2 doctors present so as to sort of, you can say, consign this, okay, to consent for this. Clear, students? Any doubts? Okay, no doubts. All right. So after that, there comes infertility. Now, up until now, we were seeing what we have to do if the pregnancy is there, if the conceiving is done. Now we are going to see what will happen if if the couple is not able to conceive at all. So infertility, it is the thing wherein the couple cannot conceive. They fail to conceive even after 1 to 2 years of regular unprotected sexual intercourse or sexual cohabitation. So despite 1 to 2 years of trying, and they still couldn't get pregnant. So that is sort of like you can say relying or moving towards the infertility. Clear? Now, to combat the infertility, you might have seen or heard about different like fertility centers. It's almost everywhere. It's like now rising up a lot because there are, there is like more awareness for this. So to help with the infertility, there is assisted reproductive technology. That is art. Okay, there are different types of the techniques of the assisted reproductive technology, each of which we are going to discuss. Now, see, in all of these 5 methods, you can see the short forms, right? So you should know what these short forms would elongate to, because they will ask you either to fill in the blanks or to match the following and that. Okay, so all of the full forms of these short forms you people have to learn by heart. Okay, any doubts up until now? We will be discussing this, but first you people note down till here, then we'll move
What happens if the like the zygote is not implanted on the uterus, if it is like stuck in the fallopian tube?
Oh, if the zygote is stuck in the fallopian tube, that phenomena is called as ectopic pregnancy. Okay, and you know that the fallopian tube, it's like a tube, right? It's just this tube structure, and the zygote is supposed to be implanted in the uterus. And if, like, why in the uterus? Because the uterus could expand. As the baby grows, the uterus grows along with it. But this fallopian tube, it doesn't have that property to grow. So if the zygote will be implanted here, when the zygote will grow into an embryo and further, the fallopian tube could burst, and that would lead to the death of the mother. So that is called as ectopic pregnancy. When it is not implanted in the uterus, instead it gets implanted in the fallopian tube. Clear? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay, now you people can note it down.
Ma'am, I shared my question paper.
Question paper. Can see. So, like, were you able to answer the questions, though, Aisha?
Yeah, they were kind of tricky.
Hmm.
Because our biology teacher, she doesn't give us marks easily.
That difficult. That's like very NCRT based. Okay, I will discuss these questions. Okay. Once I'm I am done teaching you the whole entire chapter, I will discuss these questions. Yeah, you can switch off your video right after.
Done now.
Everyone's done till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Done now.
It's done.
Yes, all of you are done, students? Everyone's done?
Yes, ma'am. Don't know.
Miss, can we go down to the 3 types of IUDs?
Done, students? Done till here?
Done.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone's done? Okay, very good.
In the hormone releasing one, it is only one example or two examples?
Hormone releasing. There are two examples. LNG20 is one example. Progestasert is another example. And in
Okay.
non-medicated, there is only one example.
Okay.
These examples are very important, students. So learn it very nicely.
Ma'am, for the third one, there are three examples. The multi-load 375.
Yeah. Copper 7 is first example. Copper T is second example. And then multi-load 375, third example. Three examples are there. Okay.
Mhm.
Done, students?
When we take these pills, we don't get menstruation, right?
No, no, no. The person does. It's just that when the female has the menstruation time period, for that time period, the pills need not to be taken. And as soon that ends, then it has to be continued again.
Why is it saying that within the first 5 days of the menstrual cycle?
It's the time period for which it has to be taken. Depending upon, in the menstrual cycle, there are days when the hormones are high and low, and all of those things happen. So depending upon days, they are saying that within the first 5 days of the menstrual cycle. And it has to be carried on for 21 days.
So even when we have the pills, we'll have menstruation.
Yeah. And at the menstruation time, the pills have not to be taken. And after that, it has to be continued. Okay.
I'm done.
Yes, all of you are done up until now.
Yes, ma'am.
Mom, can you explain the meaning of non-steroidal pills?
Yes. See, normally the hormones that are there in our body, the reproducing hormones that are there, these are steroid hormones. Steroid means those hormones that are derived from cholesterol. Non-steroidal means that these do not have any sort of hormonal situation over it. Right? Non-steroidal means no steroid hormones are present in it, or no steroid as such is present in it. Okay. Steroid means it is a derivative of cholesterol. Okay. It is a derivative.
So this pill doesn't increase our cholesterol levels?
No.
Then
No, no, no. Being derived from cholesterol doesn't mean that it has anything to do with cholesterol. No, it's just that it's a derivative from that, meaning it is made from the cholesterol that is there in our body. Okay, that's it. That's the nature of it. If it is non-steroidal, steroidal means that it is not made from cholesterol. That's just it. Okay. Because, in a long-term effect, the steroids can have bad impacts on our body. So same way, since it is the pill
is
that
steroid
is...
a drug? Is it a
Huh?
drug or something? Drug?
No, yeah. One way you can say that it is steroids are taken, right? So it is a non-steroidal means it is safe. Anything that has steroid is harmful for the body in the long run. Okay?
Mom, do we have steroid in our body? No, right?
No.
Okay.
Also, one more thing, students, when we talk about the steroids that are there in our body, naturally, we have the hormones, like the male hormones, the female hormones. These are steroidal in nature. Okay, meaning they have been derived from the cholesterol. But since they have prepared this drug, this is non-steroidal, meaning it doesn't have any hormonal or synthetic hormonal preparations in it. Okay. Our hormones, whether it is progesterone, estrogen, these are steroidal hormones. They have been derived from cholesterol. And those hormones are obviously not harmful. But the synthetic versions could be harmful in a longer run. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, what about like if there's a cancer patient and like she drinks medicine so that the cancer cells will not grow anymore, and then that also affects her menstrual cycle, like she is not able to have menstruation. So
What
so
is the
like how
question?
can she like yeah
How will she conceive?
yeah
See, for a cancer patient, if you think about it, it's very, you can say, different. Because, there are no such medicines as to be taken as far as the cancer is concerned. People undergo chemotherapy and stuff, right, to resolve the cancer issue. But because of that, there are a lot of, you can say, side effects that do happen in the female's body, right? And that is the case because of the chemotherapy, the gametes, they are also getting destroyed. So in the long run, if you think about it, she cannot have a proper conceiving. Okay, is that your question?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Shall I scroll, students? Done till
Yes,
here?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All of you are done? This, the place where the Saheli drug was developed, this is very important to remember, okay? Okay, students, let's just keep it till here only for today's class. We'll continue in the next class, okay?